A landscaper is designing a rectangular garden. The length of the garden is to be 5 feet longer than the width. If the area of the garden will be 104 square feet, what will be the length in feet of the garden? So since there's mention of a garden, I think it's only right to just make a quick sketch of it. And we are told that the length of the garden is 5 feet longer than the width. That means we have to define the width first. So let's say this is x. So we'll say the length of it is 5 feet more, which means x plus 5. We are also told that the area of this will be 104 square feet. So remember, the area of a rectangle is length times width, right? So we know that if we take the length of this triangle and then multiply it by the width of it, the answer of that should be 104, because that's what area equals. So if we expand these, or rather open up these parentheses by distributing, we will end up with x squared plus 5x equals 104. And now you see this is a quadratic equation in formation. So what we want to do is set it equal to 0 so then we can solve. That means we're going to have to subtract 104 from both sides. And as we do this, you realize that we'll have x squared plus 5x minus 104 equals 0. So then we'll go back to what we've learned about factoring quadratic equations. We've done product up here and sum down here, and product is a times c, and the sum is the b value. So remember our a value is this number here, the coefficient of x squared, the b is a coefficient of x, and c is of course a constant. So 1 times negative 104 is negative 104, and then our b value is simply 5. So the question becomes, which two numbers do we multiply together to get a negative 104, and then when we add those two numbers together, we get a positive 5. And if you just use your calculator, since this is the part of the calculator section, you would find that those numbers are 13 and negative 8. Now that we have those two numbers, we know that this factors to x plus 13 and x minus 8 equals 0. So solving for these, you set each of these terms or factors equal to 0. So we'll have x plus 13 equals 0. We'll solve for that, and you'll see that x ends up being negative 13. Subtract 13 from both sides, that is. And for the other one, you would say x minus 8 equals 0. So we're going to add 8 to both sides, and you'll find x equals 8. So because we can't have a negative length, we have to get rid of this answer because it wouldn't make sense to say that this is negative 13. So the answer to this would have to be 8.